Hey everybody, it's Walter here with Coastal Caterers, and I want to thank you for checking out our video, Propane Tanks for Beginners. In this video, we want to go over the basics of how to operate a propane tank. And so maybe you've just purchased a new grill or a burner and you're using propane for the first time. This video is going to go over the basics of operating a propane tank. And some of the things we're going to cover are going to be what to expect when you first purchase a propane tank, why the gas might not be flowing from your propane tank, how to store a propane tank at home, transport a tank, and some other helpful tips. And by the end of this video, we hope you have a better understanding of how propane tanks work and that you're going to feel more comfortable using propane. So let's get started. So what should you expect when you first purchase a propane tank is that you're going to notice that the propane tank is not going to feel like it's filled to the top. It's only filled about 80%. And that's because there needs to be room for the propane to expand when it gets warm. That's why it's not going to feel like it's full when you purchase it. It's only going to feel about 80% full. And that's going to let the gas expand, like we said. And another thing that's going to let the gas expand if it needs to is the pressure relief valve that you see right here. Now, we do have a full video on how the pressure relief valve works, if you'd like to check that out also. Another thing is you'll notice that most propane tanks are painted either gray or white, and this is another feature to help the tanks not get overheated. The colors gray and white attract less heat. And also always store your propane tank out of the sun and in a well-ventilated area. And also, when it gets cold, the gas in the tank will condense. And even though you've still got the same amount of gas in there, it might just feel like the level has dropped a lot, but that's just because the cold weather has made the gas condense. So now, if the flow of propane from the tank to your grill or your other propane device has stopped or becomes greatly reduced, it could be because the safety valve is activated. The safety valve turns on if it senses the propane is free flowing. For instance, if you connected your propane tank to a grill and one of the control knobs is open, that's going to let the gas just start flowing, and the tank is going to sense that, and it's going to kick the safety valve in, and that's going to stop the flow, or it's going to greatly reduce the flow so that you can't use your device or light or anything like that. And what you're going to have to do is just reset the safety valve. Now, if the safety valve that's inside of the shutoff valve here is on, it's pretty simple to reset it. Just turn off the shutoff valve, and then you can just open it back up. Now, if that doesn't work, shut it back off again, uncouple your hose here, reconnect that, and then turn it back on, and that should reset your safety valve and get your propane flowing again. If you hadn't had a chance to subscribe to our channel or give this video a like yet, we'd appreciate that. That'd be great. Now, another thing, if the safety valve has not kicked on and your tank is not releasing propane gas, there's several other things you can check, and we've got a video on that. We'll have a link to that. Also want to point out that propane is an odorless gas, and it has a chemical added to it, so the propane will smell like rotten eggs if something's leaking. And if you smell that smell while you're setting up or anything like that, all you have to do is just turn off your shutoff valve here, close the shutoff valve, and that'll stop everything from flowing, and then you can kind of check everything and see where the leak's coming from. And it's probably going to come from, where your hose is connected here to the regulator or something like that, or maybe it's on and it's going to be coming from either your grill or your burner. So check those things, but just make sure if you smell that to turn your shutoff valve, close that shutoff valve. So next I want to talk about transporting propane tanks. And when you're transporting a propane tank, make sure to keep the tank upright in a well-ventilated part of your car. Never put it in the trunk. As a matter of fact, the best place to carry one if you have one is in the back of a truck. And also keeping your propane tank from falling over by using a milk crate will help out. And if you happen to have a ratchet strap or a rope to tie the tank down, that'll help it from moving also. Now, the next thing we're going to cover is how to connect your hose and turn your propane tank on to get the propane flowing. And you want to take your hose in here, the coupling, and you want to go ahead and put that on, and you just got to put it on hand tight. Be good, and then open it up. And now I'm going to do the control knob here, and we should hear pressurized gas coming from the burner. And we hear that. So now you've got your burner hooked up or your grill's hooked up and you're ready to start cooking. So this is Propane for Beginners, the basics of how a propane tank works. how to store a tank and how to safely transport a tank. I want to thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, and as always, have a great day. Thank you.